Welcome to our 7th lecture. Today it's 11/11, funny date. What we will do today is first we will have a look at your validation results so far. So all the learnings, the findings, the hypothesis testing you did so far, just to have a look at that, and then go into a short workshop and see what the next step could be. So basically, you already you've experiments and so, or questionnaire, and now we can either keep a new hypothesis or plan the second experiment. And then I would like to just quickly recap the value proposition and see if you also found a good one for your idea now. Talk a little bit about this, and then there will be a completely new topic, which will be about finances. So this will be just really a quick introduction to finances with the outcome of actually creating a cash flow table. So you will later find out why cash is king. And for the planning, and also it's very important for your business plan at the end, we will together create one cash flow table in Excel. And I just will show you, let's say, a basic version. That's always easy to complicate it a bit more. But I think you will have a good understanding at the end what are the most important points in a cash flow table. Any questions so far, or wishes, feedback? All right. Cool. Then, as usual, now you have to talk with me. We will. Oh, there's the first one gone. Short. Oh, I can't see. I would like to do a short but from last week or last 2 ago. What did you last lecture? What did you have any problems with the homework? Some questions, or what did you learn from the homework? Who wants to start? Okay, Chen, you're number 1 on my list here. Can you start? Chen?
Sorry, I'm opening my computer now. Can I talk about that later?
Sure. Then Ethan, can you go ahead?
Yeah. Well, for about the homework, I want to talk about it later because all the data I collect and I already got something new, which I can show the screen later, and and about what we learned last week. I don't know, 2 weeks ago. Basically about about the so-called physiologically safety.
As a key. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Which is we need to think a little bit more than we used to as a think more for your target group of customers.
When in case, like when it comes to, do we know more about the customer?
Well, you should, you should let the customer feel just safety about your product opinion or services, and not so confused or worried too much about the future of the product.
Ah, you mean the psychology safety? Yeah, that was, but that was more in the context of your team members, your employees, not so much about the customers. So there it was, if we're talking about the same thing, this was more a very important thing to, if you're leading a team and if you're the founder of your company, and then it's very important to have a very open culture, let's say, so everybody can discuss certain points and so on. Okay, then shall we? But cool that you registered for LinkedIn and you made an account. That's very good. That's a good first step. All right, Jen, are you set up now?
Yes.
Cool.
From last lecture, we know some software about how to get the ideal interviews partner. For example, the website linking and also some personal networks. And also we talk about our how to describe the target market and the value element.
For the value proposition, you mean?
And for my homework, I still think that is I'm lacking of the customer interview, because all the interviews I'm giving out, they might not be my target customer.
Okay, well then maybe we can take the time later to get some brainstorming, to do some brainstorming, how to get some more interview partners, because I think that's also what we said, that that's a problem. So let's see if we can work on. Okay, do your other classmates now? So somehow one left and the fifth never showed up. Do you have any information, or you don't know?
I will try to connect them.
Okay. Good, then let's continue. Thanks for your wrap up. I would like to go into the validation plan document. And yeah, maybe if now we're just with three. Ethan, do you want to share your current update? What happened? Where do you need help? Where do you have questions? Some feedback or some results from your first questionnaire, maybe, or
got some feedback from the interview, and which is
okay. Do you want to share that?
Yeah, but you're sharing the screen now. I can't share screen at the same time.
Okay, let me. Can you share now?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Well, I pick up some important part of my interview, and sorry for the first. At first, all my interviews are young people around 20 or 30 years. But I do think, although my interview subjects are all young people, that's fine, because it doesn't affect my project. These young people are exactly the main audience for the Subway advertising, which is also the target market, the target group. And the second interesting problem is when the behavior when they take the subway. Actually, at the beginning, I believe a lot of people will try to reading or just looking out of the window, but actually, because these guys are all young people, they still playing their handies. Although maybe the internet connection is not so good there, they already have such a habit to play handies in all vehicles and trains. And that's also why at the beginning I wanted to start a business about the station radio. And the third.
What do you mean with a radio station?
I mean, at the beginning, I wanted to start a business with a radio station in the railway station, in the subway, right? That's also match the fact. And well, here is another very important point, because I don't know how much it shows the reactor, but in my interview, more than the most people just take less than 20 minutes subway or the railway traffic every day. So the time is limited, which means you if you take the railway less than 20 minutes, probably you the advertise in the subway tunnel, you can just see one or twice every day, right? And here's another. I pick up some of the answers, and when I asking the question like, what do they want most in the subway now? A lot of people still give me the answers like, connection. Food is I don't think food is bad, really a bad answer, because you don't have to take eat food in the subway. And others all some guys mentioned something to relax, or the internet. That's already close to the audience image I I mentioned I draw the audience that's close to my original plan, which I believe all the passengers in the subway need something to have chance to communicate in that place, and then also the traditional ads in the subway station. Most people just believe that it's something normal or annoying even. So I do believe we need a new innovation way to draw people's attention, which is not so annoying like the traditional ads in the station. And about the subway advertising, people do not actually just hate the advertise. They just tired of this, the way of the advertise, or every day the same advertise repeat again. That's what people feel really, that people feel tired of them, and we need to. I do think the advertising in the tunnel can be a very creative way to start a new kind of advertising, and that's also the reason I believe the company which already made the advertising in the subway or railway station will choose this new kind of advertising.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Chen or Cherry, do you have some questions for Ethan? Okay, I have some, Ethan. First question: how many people did you ask? So how many people filled out the survey?
About 10%.
Okay. And how did you find them?
Just through the internet, or some in WeChat, some in Discord.
Ah, okay. So okay, nice. And one thing which would be better, I think, is, for example, this slide you're showing at the moment. If you have 10 answers, it's has it been the case that there were certain answers more times, like that, for example, 3 people answered with more interesting, or in the previous questions maybe that more people answered annoying or something, or was it always just single time? Because this is a valuable information for you. Not only write the different variations of answers, but also if certain answers has been like used several times.
The answer, the people answer in a different way, but I do believe they have the same meaning. You can't suspect all the people have a close is the same words to describe the same thing. I just pick up these most important ideas or the opinions. I do believe they use different words to describe their feeling about the advertise.
Okay. Yeah, no, if it's possible, so if people answer maybe in two different ways that they find it normal or annoying, it's always better to collect them and then say, hey, out of 10 people, 3 said this, for example, just also to have some more statistical value behind it. But if they all replied in different answers, then it's not possible. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
because the other answers are just meaningless. They just found, oh, I feel nothing about that. As you see here, somebody says, I feel nothing.
Yeah. Okay. And what do you learn from that? So what do you now take as a next step from this?
Well, at the beginning, this really changed really changed my image of the railway passengers. Because in my mind, or my personal experience, the people who take the train always, at least in German, they always reading the newspaper or just reading a book. Sorry, and not much people really playing their handies. Although maybe 30% still playing handies like like me. But actually, for the young people, they play handies more. Because what I see in the subway, these guys who reading newspapers, books, or sleeping, yes, probably they are not the young people over 40 years old, so they have enough demand for reading a paper novel or the newspaper. I don't think the normal young people will buy a newspaper and read it in the subway. That's not the most popular way for us to get the information. We already used to get information from the social media, from different kind of apps. And to be honest, in my mind, my target group is also mainly the young people rather than the older people, because the older people are not so interested in the advertise. They don't have much demand for something they want to buy, and the young people will influenced by the advertise.
So what you can do here is also segment the answers, right? So that you take, for example, only the answers from the younger people, and then you have a look at this question 2, if the percentages change.
And the second thing is this picture reminded me that one of the difference is between the between the advertising in the tunnel and the advertising in the like the central railway station. In the central railway station, the advertising is played all day, and it is. But in the tunnel, you got only maybe every time only second to watch this movie or videos. That's a big difference. You got your time is limited.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we should think more about how to control it or make it better.
Okay, so to look into the future now a bit more, I really see a big need for you to speak not with like the people who are sitting in the train, but actually to your customers, because your customers, who pays you, It's either the advertising companies who would do advertising, and you need to somehow, you're basically a marketplace for between advertising companies and the railway stations, right? Or who owns those walls?
Yes, but for now, at least we know that this kind of advertise can be accepted by the young people, which is
yes, sure. That's a nice information, but for like validating the business case, you always need to go where the money is, and those, so you need to ask your customers who actually would pay, right? So this would definitely need to be the next step for you to speak with the brand side and also the logistics side, let's say the infrastructure side.
Mm-hmm.
And for this, you can really also use LinkedIn. I think you will find employees from RMV there or from Deutsche Bahn. So you will be able to find some contact person there for sure.
Well, I will try to connect them.
Yeah, either Xing or LinkedIn. I think they should be in. You will find some. Hi, Ray.
Hi. Good evening. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah. Okay. For your information, we're doing a small wrap up and just an update round, and then discussing the next step. Okay, Ethan. Do you have some other questions where we can help you?
Well, that's all.
Okay. Chen, do you want to continue then? Chen, still here? Hello, Chen.
Su Chen.
You, not Ray.
Oh, yes.
Sorry for the misunderstanding.
Because they have the same family name.
So, is your first name Chen or Su?
My first name is Chen. Su is my familiar name.
Okay, perfect. Then I got it right. Nice. Okay. This is your validation plan, right? The fit delivery.
Yes.
Cool. Can you give us a small update? How far you are? What did you learn, and where do you need help? And then we can think together what could be the next good steps.
Which part of update?
So what have you done some interview surveys, or have you tested some things in the past 2 weeks?
Yes.
And can you tell a bit more about it?
Okay. For the interview I did 2 weeks ago, and the result is I got the information that all the people I have asked, they think their dinner, they want to change to more healthy dinner, and the acceptable price for each dinner is around 8 to 10 euro. and the taste and the quality of the food is their top concern.
What do they mean exactly with quality?
The food quality of the food.
Yeah, is it that do they mean that it's locally grown, locally sourced, or that it's biological? Is it what do they exactly mean with quality?
Is they want their food be very fresh.
So like without any extra chemicals and so on.
Yes, and better with fresh food, not frozen.
Uh-huh. And how many people did you ask? Was it a survey or an interview format?
I did an interview. I asked about 6 person.
Mm-hmm. And they were also within your target group?
They are not all of them my target. Some of them also are student.
Mm-hmm. And so if you look at your riskiest assumption, white collar workers want to eat healthy. After doing this interview, do you think your assumption is true, or how do you want to test this further?
From the result of my interview, all of them think they hope they want more healthy and dinner. So I think that assumption is right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Just imagine what you collected now is opinion, right? You ask people and they said, yeah, if there is healthy food, I would rather eat healthy food. But you actually did not test yet if they would actually have chosen the healthy food, right? So to be even more accurate and to have like more validated data, it would be interesting to find out or to think about some kind of experiment where you give your customer or your target group the chance in like real life, for example, hey, this is the normal dinner you usually have for, let's say, €5, and this is the healthy dinner which you can have, and this is €8. And then it would be interesting to see what they actually buy and how they actually basically decide in real life, right? Because that's how your business will be. So I'm just thinking of if you can run an easy experiment. So you could even do this kind of decision. You could do digital. So you can show a picture of a normal dinner. You can show a picture of a healthy dinner. And then you say, hey, which one, version A or version B, would you like to choose? Why would you like to choose it, and so on? And then in the next step, or you show some other people, you showcase the version A with €5 price tag and the version B with the €7 or €8 price tag. And then you could compare what the price, if the price makes a difference, or you can test out the freshness, or like this, you get more actual decision data and not so much opinions. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I will do that with my customer interview. For example, I give 2 picture and let the people choose which one they prefer.
Yeah, maybe you can start with this question right at the beginning, before you said anything, before you explain that you want to do healthy food or anything. You just show them picture A, picture B, And then you ask them why did they decide like this, and then you show them picture A with price tag and picture B with price tag, and then then you get some, I think, more accurate actually data. Because if you would ask me, hey, do you want to eat a healthier dinner? Of course I would say yes, because first of all, I don't want to sound unhealthy in front of you. I want to be perceived as healthy. So obviously I will tell you, yeah, and of course I want to eat healthy. So that's the danger of collecting only opinion and not so much actual actionable data. So how people actually decided in real life.
Okay, I know that.
You could also, haven't you prepared a landing page last time? Like a website?
Well, which one?
Or maybe there was Ray. I think one of you prepared a very nice landing page of recipes and food, like a website.
他就是说你上次做的那个页面。
Yes, that's the website I made.
Yeah, this is very. You can choose this website, and what you can say, you can send to your friends a link, and you on the website you will put like usual dinner they have for €5, and you put a very healthy dinner for €7, and you tell them, hey, go on the website, and just imagine you would be in real life, or you tell them. So if you collect the data of actual behavior on the website, it's much better, right? Because people feel they are in the real environment. So at the end, you don't have to have this shop system where people pay €7 or €5. It's just, hey, here, choose your dish, your dinner. And then when they click on buy now, there's just like a pop-up coming, hey, cool that you are already interested in our service. We are not live yet. Put in your email here to find out when we launch, for example. With this, the customer thought, okay, yeah, I can actually buy now food. You gather much better and more quality data than just asking people. This is the benefit of the landing page.
Okay, I will check if I can put the question on my website.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a questionnaire. Maybe I can show you one example of my startup, what we're actually testing at the moment. Look, it's loading. So we have 3 different landing pages here. And for example, this first one, this is a product which doesn't exist yet. We don't have this solution yet. This is just a fake screenshot. We don't have this product yet. So we still have the buttons here, get started for and schedule a call, right? So 2 buttons where they can click. And if they click on get started for €99 per month, it means, oh, okay, they are willing to pay for this. And then if they click, they land on a page with a form, which tell them, hey, get started with Neuroflash, and they need to put in the form. And then we just talk to them and say, hey, cool that you are interested in the solution, but it doesn't exist yet. Do you know what I mean now? And the same thing you could do with the recipes. Do you see the website I'm on?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, cool. All right. Do you have some other question, Chen?
No.
All right, cool. But it's already good findings you make, so it's nice. And now it's just about getting more quality data and yeah, getting more action. There's a really good, you remember the first video we watched in our first class, the Alberto, the Italian guy from Google. He wrote actually a book about his video there. And I just read it, and it's really, really cool. And he's always telling that if you are validating a business idea, you get as the game from your customer. And having a customer or having an audience just telling your opinion, it's not really skin in the game. But if they give you their email address, if they spend 30 minutes in an interview with you, or if they actually pay you money now, this is really skin in the game, right? Because they are investing either their email, their data, or their money. And the more skin in the game you get in the validation process, the more chances you have to actually succeed with your business, because you can already see if the market needs it or not. Okay, then Jiahui, what about you? How is it going in your validation in pet care? Uh-huh. Yeah, when you have two sides, in case of a platform, you always need to decide which side is the most critical one. So which side is maybe not so easy to get, or which side you're afraid. For example, this thing with the trust, right? I think we spoke about it last time. Maybe this could be an issue on the pet owner side. So maybe for them it's harder to actually get them on the platform, or from the adoption side. Yeah, I don't see so many questions or question marks in case of the adopter side, because for them they make money, they love animals, and they can spend time with animals they love and gain money. So I think the customer hypothesis in your case is pretty clear. It's you saying it's pet owners and pet adopters, but where you can maybe be more specific is really also in the demographics. So what kind of animals do they have? Do they live in bigger cities? Do they live maybe outside of bigger cities? Are they business people because they travel a lot? So maybe you can have some hypothesis there about what is your very specific top target group. Because I could imagine that there are some animals which don't need to be adopted, right? They are just they are very easy. They can just stay in the house on their own for 1 week. And then there are dogs, for example, which need to be cared of every day. So maybe here you can segment a bit further the market and your target audience. You know what I mean? And did you already have some experiments done? Oh yeah, sure, okay. what maybe in this point, I just want to show you a quick learning I made with a book, and I think this will help you a lot. Also, coming up more with those. Let's see here. Do you see this brainstorming board? Do you
I see Google.
You see
I
what?
see Google.
Google. Oh, okay. Wait. Then I need to change that. Okay. This now I think you see some kind of post-its, right?
Mm.
Okay. So what I want to show you here is we all worked on the hypothesis, right? You had always you started with one hypothesis, and this hypothesis is mostly also about the market engagement. So if people are actually, if they need your product and if they are willing to pay for it. And I think we all, and me as well, we always have the problem how to access your real customers. And here's one example. So imagine you have the idea of some kind of air cleaner. So a device which makes the air we breathe in makes more cleaner. So our first really broad and general hypothesis is some people who live in very polluted cities would be interested in reasonably priced device to help them monitor and avoid air pollution. This is our really broad hypothesis. So this one you cannot test, right? It's like, how do you know who some people? There are so many people. And then in the second step, we create actually a measurable hypothesis. So we all did this with the minimal success criteria. So let's say 5 out of 10, for example. So here we say at least 10% of people who live in cities with an AQI level, this is like the level of the pollution of the air. So we are much more specific here. Greater than 100 will buy a 120 portable pollution sensor. So we have the price of the product here. We have how many percentage of people, and we have narrowed down what means a polluted city. And then how Alberto says it, hypozoom it. So we basically, this is this hypothesis here. How are you able to approach 10% of people who live in cities with AQI level that greater than 100? It's like millions of people probably you need to talk to. And that's why you need to decrease your sample size by a lot. So what he did then is saying, okay, Beijing, this is a city which has an AQI level greater than 100. And I'm actually teaching at the academy. So let's go to this Beijing Todd Academy. And I ask every parent who is there, these are maybe 100 parents. And I have the hypothesis, at least 10% of those parents will buy an 800 yuan portable pollution sensor. So this actually you can test now, right? He can go to the academy and maybe there's some event and he asks, he has some fake device with him and he goes to 100 people and says, hey, 800 yuan, would you buy it? And and then at the end he would know 20 of 100 people bought it, very good, or only maybe 1 out of 100, so not good. So this is what I mean. Also, this is very important for you, Chiewi, because the market around pet owners and pet adopters is probably huge, right? So here it's an important question: how you can, to which people do you have like access to? So, for example, if close to your home there is a pet shop, and there are a lot of people, a lot of pet owners going to this pet shop, why don't you ask the owner of this pet shop and say, hey, can I spend here 2 hours? And I would like to ask 100 visitors of your shop if they are willing to sign up for my online platform. Because I think if you explain why you're doing that, the pet shop owner, he would actually support your idea. And then within, let's say, 3 hours, you would have an sample, and you can actually test, okay, 10% of the pet shop visitors, which basically represent my whole sample, the whole market, they are willing to sign up. Great. So I can basically assume that in general, the whole 10% of the whole market would also sign up for my business. On the other hand, how can you test the pet adopters? I think this will be a bit more. You could maybe go into like those Facebook groups, like pet lovers, but that's too broad. So for this side, you would need to see how you can hyperzoom it. So test it very easily, very fast. Yeah. Did you understand what I mean? Cool. All right. So as a next step, Chiawi, you will send out the survey for the experiment. We couldn't hear you.